I'm Gemma Griffiths, and today I am sitting down with the Zimbabwean DJ, record producer, songwriter, and media personality DJ Tamuka.
Thank you.
Tam, how are you, dude?
What's up, Jeremy?
It's so good to have you.
Good to be here. Thanks for bringing me.
Yes, let's go, let's go.
Nice colors.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
So, Tamuka, you have been flourishing in the Zim music scene, producing hits for artists like Ja Praiser, XQ, Amara Brown, and more. Over the years, you have won Star FM Awards, the Best Producer of the Year at the Zimmer Awards, and you're a self-taught DJ and producer. Can you share what initially sparked your interest in music?
Well, it's to do with my parents. My dad, he was very influential in music in the Midlands. You know, at a time was managing a band. So, they used to rehearse at home. I used to connect the speakers and all that. So I guess that's where I picked up the interest at a younger age. Later on, I was greatly inspired by Jamaica reggae. I just bumped into reggae and I just started vibing and I love it.
Yeah.
So I decided to start making music afterwards.
And set the scene. How did you start? On a laptop at home?
I had a friend that had a computer, like a desktop, primary school. I just opened it and I found a production software, Fruity Loops, it was there. It's like, oh, I've seen this makes beats. So every night I was at his house, making beats, making noise for them. So until they decided to give me the computer because I was making noises. They said, go and produce at your house. That's how I started making beats. It's crazy.
My gosh.
It's a crazy story.
Are you still on FL today?
Yes.
Swear by it.
Proud. Yeah.
Growing up in Zimbabwe, with the kind of music you were exposed to, how do you think that shaped your sound today?
I have a massive library of Zimbabwean music from the old to date. So I think that my music is mainly rooted in that, with a combination of international styles, mostly Jamaican. As I said before, I'm a reggae fan. My dad's a Rastafarian. Almost everyone in my family. I'm greatly rooted in local, older Zimbabwean music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Were there any specific artists that had a major impact on your
Yes,
life?
Zigzag Band.
Oh.
I don't know if you know Zigzag Band. It's a really old band. Obviously, Dr. Thomas Mapfumo.
Yes.
Yeah, that. And of course, the late Oliver Mtukudzi. But Zigzag Band, Dr. Thomas Mapfumo, yeah.
Amazing.
Those are my guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And good guys to get influence from.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Man.
Can you tell me what has been the most rewarding experience of your career so far?
We did a Bob Marley project, yeah. I was producing it. It's called Bob Marley Africa. They called us and we were doing music with a lot of big superstars from Africa. We were picked from Zimbabwe. So I was producing Winky D and Natty O. And I think that's one of my biggest projects. Yeah. And Bob Marley featuring.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
It's like a once in a lifetime, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I love reggae.
I
So
was gonna say.
I called my dad. I'm like, Dad, guess what? I played the vocals because I received the files. I played the vocal on solo. I was like, I got Bob Marley vocals. I was like, oh
my gosh.
It was crazy.
That must be a wild feeling to hear that for the first time
crazy,
like that.
Man. But that was a big project, one of my biggest.
Sheesh. And walk me through your creative process when you're starting a track. How do you begin it?
There's no set way of doing it, but what's really important to me is sitting down and having a discussion and vibing with an artist. So usually I could just have a vibe session. That's not production or anything. I want to understand you. I want to know more about you so that I can bring out. So sometimes it's really hard for someone to express themselves musically, but you can express yourself in a conversation. So that way I know how to deal with, bringing stuff out of you. So I think the most important thing for me is before the record. I need to understand you, where you're trying to go, so we can collide and make dope music. And
I think you hit it nail on the head. As someone who has worked with you, you are able to bring stuff out of artists.
I try.
Yeah. And I've witnessed that. You really do. You don't just, here's a beat and let's go.
Yeah.
Often it's really about the inflection and what you're trying to create. It's why you are who you are.
Yeah, sure. Like it's too. I think I keep on coming back to my background.
Yeah.
Like I grew up in a Rastafarian family. We read books before we sleep every day. My dad is an intellectual guy. He's got a friend. His friend, his name is Mansoldier, or Mr. Nada. He was a professor at some university. Was a really smart guy. So I learned a lot from these guys in terms of dialogue and trying to understand people. So when I meet artists like Ja Praiser, he's an artist with a lot of pages in his book. So he might just expose his Afrobeat side to one producer and say, okay, that's it. But when it comes to my traditional stuff, I'll go to this guy. So I was like, no, let's understand everything so we can have a full book so I can produce traditional stuff, Afrobeats, even hip hop and all that. Yeah.
Do you have something of your own that you love producing at the moment? Like, is there a genre that you're loving?
Yes, me and my colleagues, one of them is called Naspa.
Yes.
We have a sound that we made. It's called Afro Jecha.
Yes.
Yes, you're gonna be hearing it soon. So I really love working on that sound. It's Afrocentric, jazzy. It's got a bit of hip hop. It's got a bit of dancehall. It's just a combination of things, but mostly we are rooted on ghetto message. So that's the Jecha part.
Amazing.
So the ghetto is the Jecha and Afro Jecha.
And I've been lucky enough to hear some of that in the studio, and it buffs, man.
Yeah, man. We try.
Pumps. You've produced a number of significant songs. Is there one that holds a very special place in your heart?
That's the hardest question.
I know, because they were your babies, right?
Yeah. But I'll be very honest with you. It's not one song. It's a single project that I did with Nati, or the Mustard Seed. Yeah. That is one child I'm very proud of. And until today, sometimes when I'm trying to make music, I will open a track from the Mustard Seed just to see how I did it, because I can't remember. It was spontaneous. And then, I always apply that into my later productions. So I think, that's the one.
And that project literally broke records for Zim, and it streamed unbelievably. It did so much.
Yeah, man. It was a lot of work put in it. We spent about 4 years making it.
Wow.
So, we had ample time to, experiment with sounds and trying to put all types of genres, instrumentation on it, and really get some time to write some dope stuff with Nati.
And if you had to summarize your journey of making that project into a word or a couple of words, what would you say?
Hiking.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
I think hiking, people underestimate the descent. It's harder coming down. So, when we're making it over time, it was a bit easier going for it. But the final stages, that was hell, because it's no longer just about the music. You have to work out a plan, a release, rollout plan, this and that. So I think, hiking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a scary part always of the descent, like you said, after you've had that amazing experience of creating,
and then you have to go.
You have to figure out how to get it, and also then comes the vulnerability of, like, how are people going to receive?
Yes, exactly. But you know what? I don't know what it is, but I was quite confident of that project.
Yeah.
And
rightly so.
Yeah. And I also club DJ sometimes. So I'll sneak to the club and just sneak one song, and I don't even announce it.
Yeah.
And I see people bopping, and then it's a good song. So I had already done my research.
That's such a good way to do it. I love it. Yeah. I love it. I'm going to start sneaking you songs.
Yeah, you need to do that.
I'm going to be like, what about this one?
You need to test the crowd.
Yes, sir. No, that piece of work is it's almost a milestone in itself.
Yeah.
Can you share your thoughts as a producer and a DJ on the intersection between technology and music production?
Technology has just gotten to crazy heights, and I use technology every day. I use AI to make music. A lot of people they don't embrace these things as early enough. People need to embrace these things early enough, because we don't want to be replaced by machines. But with the experience that I've got, and the stuff that I've done before, if I put that, and with the aid of technology, we make magic.
Yeah.
I've been messing around with some AI tools here and there, just to start off an idea and then finish it up. It's crazy what technology can do in terms of creating and also curating the music, like distribution and all that. People need to do their research and really learn how to push their stuff.
100%.
Because that's what the whole world is doing. Every time we like, what's wrong with our Zimbabwean industry? Why are we not striking the milestones that these guys are doing? We need to embrace technology. That's a heavy, useful tool.
You were mentioning artists, especially in Zim, about releasing music and understanding how to do that. Do you think that there's enough information or platforms here for that?
There's no, you'll be shocked. Like your top 10 artists or whatever, they know 1% of what they're supposed to know. And things work out in the end because the managers come in, people help, but people need to be educated about music business.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, I've worked with a lot of artists, you can tell that this person does not know anything, and you have to teach them some about royalties, about splits, about distribution, about all that. And something needs to be done. People need to be educated.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I won't say people know. They really don't.
And how do you think we tackle that? How do you see a way forward on that?
We need to start initiatives as artists because for us to wait for someone to come and say, hey guys, do you have any problems? How can I help? Let me do this. It might take some time. And, we need to start doing workshops, just to teach people how to do basic stuff as an artist, things that you should know. Yeah. I think that's important as well.
Mm-hmm. So speaking again about technology, and I know you had mentioned FL. Yeah. Are there any other tools that you have in your bank that you cannot live without?
I can't live without my Akai Fruity Loops controller, my little pad.
Yeah.
And I work in Fruity Loops and sometimes in Cubase. Those are my go-to software. But I can move from it. I can basically work with anything because the struggle. We're in the UK. Boom. Computer, they don't have Fruity Loops. They have Logic. I have to, navigate my way. I know my way around a soundboard as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Vusa is going to tell you about that. That's our sound guy somewhere in here.
Vusa is our sound guy, everybody. And he's famous.
Shout out to Vusa.
He's famous. I don't think there's been a single musician who's come into this podcast who doesn't, hey, Vusa,
Vusa. He's a celebrity.
Even when I was chatting to Feli Nandi, she was like, if Vusa's on the sound desk, we know everything's
I know you guys paid him a whole lot of money because it doesn't just come out,
Also, he can hear you tapping right now.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Vusa. Oh, sorry, my Vusa. Gosh.
We love you, Vusa. Let's talk your career. How have you managed to stay inspired creating new music and evolving your sound after doing so many tracks?
It's been hard because music changes from year to year and you have to keep up and you do not have to lose identity as well, So it's funny. I watch a lot of movies. I get inspired from movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We'll see you on a movie soundtracking one day.
Yeah. Dude, that's something that I probably would love to retire into.
Yeah.
Sound design and, falling and all that.
Yeah. If you could just pick up an instrument and master it, what do you think your one would be?
Do you know I can't play instruments?
Really?
I can. It's not I can't. I chose not to. The reason is as a music producer, I know how instruments work, but I decided to put them down because I don't want to confine myself. Like if you learn bass, muscle memory, right? You play a certain way.
Yeah.
Maybe that I wouldn't be so good at playing another instrument. I know there's a lot of people that play different instruments as well. And if you learn bass in a certain way, if you're a jazz player, maybe it's going to be hard for you to play some other type of bass. So I prefer my mouse of mass deception. So, if I really need to get live instruments, I just get people that know how to play. Just call Silent.
Yeah, just call him and be like, yo, Si.
Yes.
Come here and play the guitar backwards.
Yeah, that's it.
Down.
Yeah.
No, he's amazing.
But I want to learn bass. I want to try and learn bass because it's like the basis of most of my productions. The bass, that's what I really concentrate on. Yeah. And then I just had an idea. So everyone that I've produced songs for, I'll come in as the bass player and fire their bass player so I can get money.
Oh, fair enough. I'm sure all the bass players of Zimbabwe will not be very happy with it.
Yeah, don't let me learn that bass. Don't do
it. Also, I must say, it's funny how sometimes an instrument can attach to a personality in a way.
Right.
And I would say in a band, often the bass players are very relaxed, very grounded, very chill.
Do you think I'll be able to do that? Those guys barely moved. Oh, man.
Yeah, but then you get like Josh Mick, who's like dancing on stage.
Yes, that's the only one. That's a rock star.
Yeah, he's a rock star. Shout out Josh Mick, man. But yeah, I could see you as a bass player.
Yeah, really?
But the mass deception.
Yeah,
I love that.
Thank you.
Knowing what you know now and having worked on this unbelievable career, is there a piece of advice that you would give your younger self starting out in the industry?
Yes, I would say learn the trades of the music in terms of business at an early age. For me, mostly until, let's say, 2018, from 2007, I was just doing music for the fun of it. And I was just an innocent soul that's just doing music. I think that's what made me in a way. But if I had realized music business earlier, so I think you need to concentrate on looking at the traits of the music business, and work that out and really get as much information as possible from everyone, because everyone's got a useful something that you can learn from them. And, you can prosper.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that each one teach one, hey?
Yes.
And that resonates because I remember when I first started out with my manager, the first thing she did before we even started working together was she gave me a big book. Everything you need to know about the music business. She was like, memorize this.
Can I have it?
Yeah, sure. Not forever though, because she wrote in it and I can't give it away. But I can, of course. Let's photocopy it.
Yeah, we need to have that book in every studio.
100%.
Yeah, someone just pick it up and just learn.
Yeah, maybe we can just get them all shipped here.
Yes.
I think that's
or we can make our own copies.
Yeah, everything you need to know about the Zimbabwean music. I know, I said photocopy and then I was like, I'm not going to photocopy it. Everything you need to know about the Zimbabwean music business as well.
Yeah, that needs to happen. I actually think that actually needs to happen. People need education. And I think that the hub of education for music artists, I think it's the studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they all end up there.
You all end up there. Have a library in the studio. No. We should write a book.
I'm pretty sure no one will read the books in the studio, but we'll try.
we did an interpretive dance or something. No, but we should write a book.
Yes,
everybody in the industry gets a chapter or something.
Yes, we should do that.
I don't know.
We've got it on tape, so the idea is ours.
The idea is
ours.
I
have 60%. She has 40.
Oh, I'm not shaking on that. 50-50. I think that's fair.
Yeah, 60-40. Thank you.
60-40. Thank you. We didn't say who gets 60.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm joking. Is there anything specific that you think Zimbabwean creatives are getting right or wrong whilst trying to navigate the global music space? A massive shout out to our sponsor for this episode, Clicks In Now, for quick, instant, and affordable money transfers to Zimbabwe. Big love.
If you'll notice, there's a new wave of artists that are utilizing TikTok.
Yes.
Especially TikTok. You know, Kanandanyura was a big hit because of TikTok, and there's a wave of artists that are coming in, social media influencers.
Yeah.
I don't know if they know what they're doing, but that's what's necessary, because the music, it doesn't move by itself. It moves as a movement with fashion, social media, dance even. So I see kids doing, dance competitions, this and that. I see kids doing poetry. I see kids doing fashion. There's a whole world of fashion that I was introduced to by a good friend of mine. I went to a fashion show. I couldn't believe there's monthly fashion shows in Zimbabwe. I went there. I was mind blown.
Yeah.
So, bit by bit, everyone is playing a part.
Yeah.
So until we have a full culture where we're doing an event where kids are dancing over there, there's someone selling dope clothes over there that's designing, that's got a signing with Adidas. There's music producers over there. That's when you see the industry being built as a whole. So I think that people they might not know, but they're playing a pivotal part, and it's looking.
Yeah, and you know what? You're right. It's nothing in isolation, right?
Yes.
You know,
yes.
all these creative things moving into each other.
Yeah.
Have you been to Fabric Party?
Yes, I've been there.
Is that where
rooftop?
you? Okay.
I've been at the rooftop.
Oh, yeah, the CBD market.
Amazing.
Unreal, hey?
I was like,
I can't believe I
where
missed
am
you.
I? I was like, where am I? Are we in Zim?
Yeah. No,
Someone took me there. I was like, nah, I don't want to go. But I was so excited when I got there.
So they do this amazing thing in October. It's like a 2 or 3 day, like that, but a festival,
3
like a
days.
mini festival of just like, so it moves every year.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll let you know where it is this year.
Tuesday.
But yeah, it's unbelievable. And just fashion shows, music, creativity, like everything, talks.
Crazy.
If you weren't doing music, what do you think you'd do?
Besides die.
Don't die.
So I came to a point where most people don't know this. I paint. I actually paint.
Really?
Yeah, I came to a point in time where I had to decide between fine arts and music. So
I did not know this.
Yeah, my dad also is a painter. He's like an art teacher in primary school. So, it's a family thing.
Wow. What do you paint?
Still, fine art. I do portraits mostly. Landscape sometimes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, me.
But I haven't painted in a long time, man. I need to pick up my brushes.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a very eclectic childhood as well.
Yeah, to try and choose. But you know what? My childhood was okay because, I had parents that were in music and entertainment. You know how people in entertainment, they're a bit easygoing. So I had options. So I'm not gonna say it was hectic. I had too many options. I take that as a privilege.
Yeah.
Yeah, because most people don't have options, and parents don't really understand what you want to do. You want to do music, go to school, But my parents were like, I was like, Dad, I want to drop out. Okay, cool. You need some money, type stuff.
Oh, that's amazing. And I think to have that support as well, trying to go into something like the arts is invaluable.
It's amazing.
My mom was also an artist.
I know.
So yeah, and I also dropped out. And I was like, Mom, I gotta drop out. And she was like, okay.
Yeah, man. Shout out to the parents.
Shout out to the parents, man. Thank you so much. We needed that. Would have been a lot harder.
It would have been crazy.
Yeah. It's hard enough as it is, I feel like. What can fans expect next from you?
Afrojacha.
Yes, Afrojacha. Yes. We are ready.
Yeah. I'm trying to push that there. There's a lot of kids. Shout out to Naspa. Shout out to K-Flow. Shout out to Bush Baby. There's some kids that are really talented, that converged and really came up with this idea of bringing out this new fresh genre of music. That's not just digital, that we can go out and perform, that we can perform at festivals, at the smallest shows everywhere. So I'm really excited about that. We've been working on the Afrojacha compilation volume 1, which should come out pretty soon. We shall announce. But, that's what I'm currently working on at the moment. And I'm working on, okay, I will not say. Come to my Instagram, I'll show you.
Go to his Instagram, he'll show you.
And I'm working on music with this young lady. Her name is Gemma.
Yes, indeed.
Yes.
Oh, but that song will be out by now already.
Yeah.
Which one? That one?
I don't know. We'll decide.
We'll decide.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, quick fire round. Zimbabwe. What is your favorite Zimbabwean snack?
Biltong.
Biltong. Yeah.
Biltong, yeah. I love me some biltong. And I've been trying to lose weight, and the doctor said biltong is dope for me. So
is it?
I always keep a pack in the
Brilliant. Spicy, dry.
I move from, but I like the spicy one with garlic.
Okay.
Yeah. Somewhere in between.
Yes. I love that. Biltong.
And maputi.
Yeah. Obs. I love a good bag of maputi. I don't eat meat.
I've never seen meat, actually. Yeah.
Meat.
Oh, man.
But I used to eat meat and biltong slapped. I'm not gonna lie to you.
When did you stop eating meat?
About 8 years ago.
Jeez, that's yeah. I can't.
Yeah, fair enough. You can have all my biltong.
You and XQ, you can start eating meat, but
did XQ stop eating meat?
Yeah.
Hey,
Well, no, but he's on fish.
Ah.
So yeah.
So really get fish biltong.
I can't. Yeah, I can't stop. I can't.
Fair enough. Everyone looks at me like I'm weird, so it's all
No,
good.
you're not weird, Gemma. I think you're good. Man, you go hiking, you don't eat meat, you look well.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
We're trying.
Yeah.
If you could tell somebody that there was one place in Zimbabwe that everybody should see once in their lifetime, where would you tell them to go? Gweru! Yes! Are you biased?
Yes, in a way, but Gweru is amazing. It's right in the middle of the country, and there's a couple of things you could do when you're in Gweru. There's a place called Antelope Park with the lions. There's this tourist destination called Mhlaba.
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's just a ghetto. That's where I'm from. You should come and see it.
Go see Gweru, everybody.
Yeah, Gweru.
We've actually had a good party in Gweru before.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. You and me.
Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah.
We had a party, man.
It was crazy. Yeah. People came up.
That was good. Yeah. Gweru is great, man.
Yeah, man.
I love that. Everybody, let's go to Gweru.
054.
054.
Let's go.
Let's go. Today, later.
Yeah,
we'll go later. Oh no, after this.
No, I think, you know what? I think they should put like a big airport in Gweru. I don't like it's in the center.
Yeah.
And I think that, let's build a big airport.
After we write our book.
Yes.
We build an airport. Yes. Somehow.
Yeah, man. We just need a couple of dollars, maybe a couple billions. Yeah. We could raise
Fair
that.
Enough. No, but you're right. I love Gweru. It's such a lovely town.
Yeah, it's great, man.
Yeah. And there's always a lot going on there. Can you share an issue or a cause within Zimbabwe that you are passionate about highlighting?
Man, I'm biased towards arts and music, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like there's stuff that I do not really care about, but I've played part in a lot of transformational stages of Zimbabwean music. Like to say, guys, let's change the sound, let's do this. I've been a part of that journey most of my life, so I will always be biased towards the music, and I think that people are doing well, as I said before. We are very close. We just need to get some education on how to do music business.
Yeah.
And really, really push. I'm really passionate about that.
Yeah. And do you think that the huge Zimbabwean diaspora could be a big part in us pushing through?
Yes. So, I've been researching. We go out, we go to the UK, Australia, United States, and all that. There is a hunger for Zimbabwean music. Even like if you go to the UK, there's kids that were born there that don't really know a lot about Zimbabwean music, but they still have pride in being Zimbabwean. So they'll give us a chance to say, okay, you guys are from home, so what you got? So every time I'm always pitching new stuff, new music and all that. And I feel like the hunger for Zimbabwean content is there internationally with the Zimbabweans in the diaspora. We just have to find a way of really capturing their minds. Because mind you, these kids were born there. So we need to compete internationally and also produce stuff that's of international standard, but Zimbabwean at the same time, so we can win them back. And, we have huge numbers. We can get support from the diaspora.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think the diaspora holds such power because, like you said, there are huge numbers and very spread out across the world. And I think you've hit it on the head. It's about the education. It's about having a high standard of music that can compete internationally and being able to communicate on social media these things to
go to WizKid's O2 Arena show. You'll be shocked. Almost like 40% is Zimbabweans.
Yes,
like 40, even 50 sometimes. We're going out to support. But if that energy could be directed towards Zimbabwean music and us artists as well, let's not embarrass these guys. I mean, let's be organized. Let's just make dope stuff.
Yeah,
they will consume.
Yeah, 100%. And with that, with the positivity that can come with it, and especially on social media, there's also the flip side. And often I find with social media, artists speak about the negative comments and the negative impact and how that impacts them. How do you deal with the negativity that sometimes comes online?
So I try to be nice most of the times, man. Like even when I don't need to,
Yeah.
I try to smile. I try to help out people. I try to do things right. So I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I haven't gotten too much backlash from social media because I try to be careful. I don't avoid it as such, but just be honest in your dealings with your fellow brethren and sister.
Yes.
So the biggest thing is to try and avoid getting mixed up in the wrong things. But sometimes it happens when you don't know, or it just comes to you. I haven't been in a bad situation like that, so I wouldn't know how to get out of it. But I think that just being genuine can help.
And people can feel that.
Yeah. People know, really. Yeah.
And do you feel, in the pressure of being a public persona and someone that has had success in different areas, do you feel a pressure to be a certain way or make a certain type of music or conform?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm a creative. I really believe in what I do, and I think that I have a lot to reveal to people from my understanding of their livelihood and their everyday things. I think that I can tell that story back to them so that they can relate in my own way. So I never have pressure as long as there's society, as long as there's people and people that are listening to music. I think that there's a lot that you can come up with and be creative every time and come up with new stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what is the legacy that you want to leave for future African creatives?
Let's be daring. I think you need to be daring, to change things. Don't be afraid to change things because mostly, society's got guidelines to say, no, you can't do this. Oh, you can't say that. You can't put this kick on there. You can't mix digital with live. Oh, you can't do this. So let's just be daring to try and break the boundaries and, be original, be ourselves, but mostly let's be daring because you will never ever make a difference if you don't dare to change or to improve what's already been done. You don't have to follow rules, but the national rules, you have to follow those because
Word, he's preaching the truth, man. Looking back, is there a habit that you have with your work that you think has attributed to your success?
I just think PR, man, like just being nice to people and that will cover up a lot of mistakes. I'm not saying I'm perfect, I do make mistakes, but I have a place that I will come back to and, really get to understand where the problem came from. So I just think that it's to do with character.
Yeah.
And just to have a good character.
Yes.
To be likable.
And for anybody who has spent any time with you, we know your character.
Yeah, I've never had any complaints.
No.
Yeah.
That's amazing, Tam. And yeah, I think it is. There's so much that somebody can learn just from watching the way you speak about your work and about education and about the things that we are doing, that we're on the right track as creatives, and just watching how you move, and how you handle your things. Like you said, you are a genuinely lovely person to work with, and you pour your everything into creation. You take it seriously from beginning to end. You don't sort of half-heartedly attach yourself to your art. So it's inspirational, dude. Amazing.
Oh, thank you. Man.
It's amazing. Shout out DJ Tamuka. Also, I want to record that one time, please.
The person that did the first one would kill me.
Oh no, okay, fair enough.
We'll have two.
Fair enough. We'll have two.
We'll have two.
All right, that's fine.
I'll put yours on the Zim Dancehall songs.
Okay, cool. Deal.
Okay.
We can chat. I'll chat to her and we'll make a plan. Brilliant. You know me. I love nature. I'm always trying to get you to come camping with me. You're like, absolutely not.
Nah. I ain't going camping. There's no
Fair
Wi-Fi.
enough. There's no Wi-Fi.
There's no cell phone charger. There's no car. We're going up. Nah, I'm not doing that. So Nati always been showing me videos. Oh, check, we went. Oh, we didn't eat for like 8 hours. That was awesome. Like, what? We saw snakes. Oh, what? Nah, that's not for me. I belong in the studio. Me and Vusa.
You and Vusa in the studio. I mean, I feel like I could get Vusa up onto a mountain.
Nah, I don't think so.
If I told him we were recording something, I think he'd come.
Oh, yeah.
Fair
Snake
enough.
sounds.
Fair enough. Snake sounds. We'll get some snakes. I don't want to record snake sounds. It's terrifying. But as a compromise, as a little thank you, I have partnered up with a non-profit organization called My Trees, and we are aiming to plant 1 million indigenous trees in Zimbabwe this year. So we are planting a DJ Tamuka tree.
Oh, we call it DJ Tamuka.
Yeah, we're planting a DJ Tamuka tree.
Please give me the location.
Yeah, I will. We'll have to go visit the tree.
I won't. I'll do satellite, Google satellite, and check on it, and just send someone to go water it.
Okay, deal. You know what? Nati and I will go check on the tree. We'll make sure it's fine, and then we'll come back and tell you that it's alright. We'll take selfies with your tree.
Oh, that's amazing.
But we're planting a tree for you to say thank you so much for joining.
Can I choose what type of tree?
I'm sure you can. It has to be, I'm sure we can. I can chat to them. I'll ask My Trees.
Because those things last long.
Yeah, they do last a long time. You want to be...
Yeah.
That'll be your other legacy besides the music is your big baobab tree somewhere. We'll make it. I'll speak to them. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's great.
Thank you so much for joining Hello Hi. It's always just a pleasure to see you and hang out.
Thank you for having me, Jam. Thanks. This is amazing.
Thanks, dude. Yeah. Thanks. We're getting it. We're getting it. Thank you guys so much for watching Hello Hi with Gemma and the one and only DJ Tamuka.
054 stand
054. Let's go to Guerra. Okay, bye.